Hello everyone and welcome to another new review, and this one going to be on Batman Eternal issue number 14, and this issue was kind of a good issue. I really loved it. So we basically start off this issue with Scarecrow being hunted by someone. We didn't know who is it yet, but later on we saw that the Penguin has finally woke up and he started to go all crazy on his men, and he talked about this guy who's called the Lion. He was basically one of these great crime lords in Gotham until he talked about something called the natural order, and that's where someone takes his place, just like a replacement, and that's where someone stepped up, a young man, and that young man was Falcon. And there we got a little bit of background on how Falcon became the crime lord of Gotham. So later on we saw that Brad has gone to the mayor of Gotham, and he basically told him, and he comforted him about him being an ally with Falcon, and that's where he slipped his mouth, and he told him that Falcon stays in this place, which is basically the place, the Roman Holiday Florist. That's the place that he mentioned. And after that, Brad left him, but he warned him that he gonna keep digging information about him, and where is he, and what he gonna do next, and that stuff. So later on we saw that Commissioner Gordon has been thinking about what his son told him about the escape route and all that stuff, which was pretty sad. He didn't want to do it. In the end, he didn't do it as well. And later on we saw that the Penguin was acting all rages on the men of Falcon, and he was basically too dark, to be quite honest. He was like too dark. Yeah, I felt like I was reading a script for the Joker, and he was about to kill Falcon until we saw that Vicky Val was there. We saw that Brad was there. They did the arrest. They arrested Commissioner Forbes. They arrested Falcon, and they finally arrested Penguin, which was pretty interesting and a pretty good move by Brad, but it costed a lot, and we'll know what it costed later on. So later on we saw that Batman has finally met with Jim, and they started to talk with each other, and basically they had the same conversation that Penguin had with his men earlier on, and they started to talk about the Lion guy and about the cycle that is going on. For example, Commissioner Gordon's time is already up. There's someone else has to take his place. Someone else has to do what he does. And later on we saw that Red Robin has finally caught Harper, and she basically was in his hideout while they were flying or something. That wasn't really an important part for me. I was like, okay, whatever, keep on moving. And in the end we saw this pretty impressive thing that Batman done, and he basically traced the tip, the call that actually tipped off Penguin about the place where Falcon was hiding, because he never knew where was it. He never knew where was the hiding place of Falcon until he traced it back to the guy who called and tipped off Penguin, and it was basically the cell phone of Brad. And that's where Brad was like, I don't care how many people I'm gonna kill to get the Penguin arrested and Falcon arrested. I'm just gonna do whatever it takes, because this is our city right now. I'm gonna fight for it. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, to bring the city back, which was pretty dark. He's not Commissioner Gordon. He might be a genius, but he's not Commissioner Gordon. Commissioner Gordon always did the right thing. He never sacrificed anyone's life for the sake of closing a case or something. And in the end of the issue, we finally knew who was hunting Scarecrow, or who was helping to hunt Scarecrow, and it was basically one of them. She was the Joker's daughter, which I pretty much hate her for some reason. I just don't like her. I don't know why the fuck does she even exist in this universe right now. But whatever, pretty interesting, still pretty interesting. I want to see who else is in Arkham, who's helping her out. So that was it pretty much for Batman Eternal issue number 14. Great issue, to be quite honest. The art is pretty good. It's just too good. It's better than all the other issues, the old issues. We're getting like the last three issues, they had a pretty good art. What I liked about this issue as well, I liked the Penguin part where he went all dark and he went all scary, and that's where he started to kill off people, which was pretty awesome. I don't really remember actually seeing Penguin killing any man of his men or any other people or something. Anyway, that's not the point here. And the last thing I liked was the Brad part, even though I thought he was a jerk, and where he was like, I don't care how many people I'm gonna kill, but I thought that was a pretty good twist, and I really liked the part where Batman jumped in and he was like, I know what you did, I know that you tipped off Penguin about the place of Falcon. So this issue was one of the greatest issues so far from Batman Eternal. Like, I think this is like the second or the third best Batman Eternal issue. So thank you all guys for watching. Let me know what are your thoughts on this issue right down below, and see you guys around, and take care.